Hey everyone, it's Katan, the founder of BossBabeBlog.com. Today we're going to be talking about the real reason why people aren't buying from you online or in person. So I'm going to discuss in general, and then I'm going to break down online and in person. If you are an entrepreneur that is making a lot of sales offline, like at vendor events or in person, but you're struggling with getting people to go straight to that website, we're going to talk about it. And if you're an entrepreneur that is making sales on the website, but you're really struggling when it comes to an offline presence at events, vending, whatever it might be, we're going to talk about that as well. So I'm just going to give y'all a couple of tidbits. I'm not going to hold you for too long on this one because we do have other topics that we need to discuss. So let's go into it. The real reason why people aren't buying from you, number one real reason is trust. People need to feel like they can trust you. And we talked about this already, which is building credibility. That's one reason. Another one is confusion. Sometimes people trust you and they like what you're talking about and what it is that you're doing, but they genuinely don't know where to go or where to make a purchase, or they're questioning, how do I do this? How do I do that? If they have too many questions, it decreases the chance that they're going to make the purchase. Sometimes they feel overwhelmed because you've thrown a lot of information at them, but not enough insight on how to actually pay for something. So if you do that, you will cause what we call action paralysis. And that is where so much information is given to them that they end up doing nothing. So that will be one of the other reasons. And then another one is a lack of urgency. You have to really make it clear about the value it is that you're providing. And then also, how long are you providing this? If you're doing a special deal, how long does it last? How many people are you going to be assisting? How many clients are you able to take on at a time? These questions are really great to answer for your clients because it creates a sense of urgency. And you don't always have to focus on a sale to create a sense of urgency. You could just focus on the results that they could receive. For example, when it comes to my membership, when I'm talking to potential clients that end up turning into clients, I'm talking about the growth that we could be having right now if they were already a member. So there have been times where I said, if you were already a member of the directory, you could be using this benefit and that benefit and this benefit, should you choose to use it. So creating a sense of urgency for your customers is really going to help you. Now let's break down and separate sales online versus offline. If you're someone that is always getting sales online, but you're struggling with offline sales, well, actually, let's flip that. Let's start with the offline sales. So if you're someone that's getting sales offline, but you are struggling with online sales, one of the biggest reasons that I see people who are trying to get more online sales that are struggling is that they're not pushing their website strong enough. So they're hosting a lot of vendor events and then they're not actually getting people to visit or click on their website. When you're hosting vendor events or you're attending vendor events, make sure that you have a QR code that is available. Oh, thank you guys for the invites. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'll come back to it. So hey Shelly, thank you for joining. We have another directory member in the chat, Bling with Shell. Shout out Bling with Shell. I appreciate you. Hello. Thank you for joining. Where are you watching from? On Facebook or no, YouTube. Thank you for joining. I don't know what language that is. Oi gente. That seems like Spanish, but we'll see. Or Portuguese. Okay. Anyways, so like I was saying, they're not pushing their website enough. I've seen so many entrepreneurs that will go to in-person events, talk to everybody, and then they don't have QR codes that take them directly to the website. And sometimes their flyers have too much information. Make it very simple. Give them a simple call to action and give them something that incentivizes them to visit your website. For example, free gift with purchase, and then a QR code, and then it takes them straight to your website. Or free service, or free event, something that's complimentary that's going to make them feel like, ooh, I need to scan this or I need to visit the website. And then make sure that every single person that is at that event goes to that website. If you're not handing out QR codes, you don't have to waste your cards on people that you're not sure that are going to click on it. You can actually print out flyers off of a big sheet of paper and cut them into 4 or 5 or 6 and have a QR code on each one that says complimentary this or complimentary that, and pass it out to every person at that event. If you oh, guys, don't forget to follow me. Follow me on TikTok if you would like to. So like I was saying, if you have not been taking advantage of having QR codes or special gifts at your events, you need to do that. It doesn't have to be super expensive. You don't have to break the bank. Go to the Dollar Tree, find a small business and ask them if they would give you a promotion if you bought in bulk, and buy a whole bunch of one item that you know people at that event would love. For example, if you're going to a fitness event and you know that you're going to have a bunch of fitness people there, go and get you I don't know, get you some antifungal spray for people who sweat a lot on their tennis shoes, and have those little mini sprays and put a QR code and slap it on every single one of them. Not to say that everybody who does that is struggling with that, but what I'm saying here is think about your target audience and get a gift that you think that they would enjoy, and put your QR code on every single gift, and make sure that every person walks out with that QR code and that gift, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to take the gift. And usually people will scan the QR code out of curiosity. But if the QR code is already engraved on the gift, then that's a different story. So I do want to just, what's the word? I want to make sure that I'm reminding people to optimize that. Make sure you're passing out those QR codes. And even if you don't have a QR code and you just have the website, pass out the website. A lot of people don't talk about their website enough. And sometimes people lack, I would say, balance when it comes to sales. So like, they might be in places where they should be documenting their sales on their website, and they're just doing it through cash. And although it's not a terrible thing, if you're really trying to track how many sales you have, then you want to make sure that you are tracking all of them in one place. And it's just a lot easier to document those sales on your website and then have that. That's really important. So that's one way that I would say entrepreneurs who aren't seeing sales on their website could help with pushing traffic to their website and potentially having future leads and future customers. The next thing I would say is for people who are gaining a lot of sales online, but they are struggling with offline sales. The question that I would ask you is, are you attending consistent events where you're going to people and you're talking about your products? And then, are you asking for the sale? That's another huge question that a lot of people don't do. So are you asking for the sale? Are you introducing yourself? Are you telling about the products? Are you letting them feel the products in person? Are you going to events that actually align with what it is that you're selling? So like if you're selling women's apparel, are you going to a women's event? Just things like that might help you with gaining sales offline. And then another thing too is, a lot of times, similar to the website, you just need to talk about your business. There are so many times when there's an opportunity for you to talk about what it is that you do. And I've seen people walk past that opportunity like they had a chance to sell to someone and tell them what it was they were providing, and they just missed the chance. So I would say don't forget those opportunities. And when you see them, snag them. Don't feel nervous and don't feel insecure about showing off your products or about saying what it is that you do, because oftentimes it can really be that easy to make a sale. I've had people where I was just genuinely talking to them about stuff, and then they were like, oh, okay, where's your website? They go to the website, boom, I got a client, or I got somebody attending my upcoming events because they genuinely were interested in it. But when you don't ask for the sale or have the conversation, you're not going to see that as much as you would online. So I would say the same way you are bold online, you got to be that bold offline in person as well. That would be my tip for entrepreneurs that are seeing website sales online, but you're struggling with getting those sales offline on other platforms. Or even if you have a brick and mortar location, you need to be hosting more events, and you need to be finding event hosts that are aligned with what it is that you're doing as well. That's going to be really important. And if you happen to be a brick and mortar location based in DFW, Texas, like you own a spa, a boutique, anything like that, you can actually just visit our website and text us at 833-705-4352 and learn more about our brick and mortar services, because we do provide brick and mortar services where I can visit your location, write blogs about your products and services, document my experience with you behind the scenes, as well as interview you on my podcast. And to do all of those things, you would just sign up and become a member. So first thing you're going to do is text us. From there, we would go ahead and get you that application. Fill out the application. From there, we'll know what we can do. And I have two options. If you want to be listed and advertised where, organically I might come and visit your shop, that's one service. But if you are wanting me to take on hosting monthly events at your location, then that's another service as well. So there you have it. All right. So now that I showcased that to our audiences on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, I appreciate you all for joining. Follow me if you're enjoying the content. Hello. Thank you for joining. Happy Friday. And let's move on to the next topic, which is stop waiting until your business looks professional. So we're going to talk about perfectionism. We're going to talk about starting with what you have, and we're going to talk about improving while you're visible. So let's get into that conversation. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys again